Alright, it's a little flip out TV. Yeah, we'll flip it out. Comes out of the dash. It's it's all touchscreen. And then we have 2 in the back. One in each headrest. A 15-inch Eclipse titanium subwoofer. It sort of gives me some, I guess, a little more fun, a little more bass to it. Over here. And then on the TVs, have some Xbox. And then they're all on 22-inch. They're called spinners. And when you go and you stop at a traffic light, they keep spinning when you stop. Yeah. Cool. It should lock. That's weird. Out. It's all touchscreen. Back to the main menu screen and radio, TV, DVD, radio, CD, and all off.
Hi, Michael. Yeah, I'm sure. I absolutely trust you.
Okay.
You can see the pool, can't you?
Yeah, you can see the pool.
Okay, Michael, you're 19 years old.
18.
18 years old. 18 years old. Don't you sometimes find that this is all too much? I mean, you're 18. Everyone's talking about you. You're going to be some kind of immortal god at the Olympics. You've done all this. Sometimes you think, wow, should I be taking all this on board at 18?
I don't know. It's been a dream so far. So I mean, I think everything that hopefully happens in the future will still be a dream and it will still be fun. I mean, I'm having fun now, so why not?
When people say that you could emulate Mark Spitzer's record, we're asking this question, and get the 7 gold medals, is that a realistic?
Anything's possible, but I mean, I think that it's not one of the things that's number one in my mind right now. I came back from Sydney with nothing, so really going to Athens and getting something is the goal.
Ian Thorpe's actually come out and said that he thinks anyone getting 7 gold medals in swimming at Athens is unobtainable. What do you think?
I think he's saying it's not attainable for him. I don't think it's impossible for anybody. Anything's possible, like I said. And I mean, I think if you really just have a wide open mind and use your imagination, I think a lot of things are possible.
Okay, sorry, 1 second, that dipped,
Yeah,
is that okay?
Yeah, can we ask it again? Sorry.
Yeah.
Plus the door was closing.
Sorry, if I can ask you that again. Ian Thorpe said that was unattainable, that goal to get 7 gold. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think if he said that, then it means that sort of he thinks he can't do it. I don't think it's impossible for anybody. I mean, I think with your mind and maybe if you use your imagination, I think really anything's possible.
You seem really laid back and down to earth about this whole thing. You know, everyone's like, Michael Phelps, Michael Phelps. How do you keep your feet on the ground?
I don't know, it's sort of my everyday life. I mean, coming to the pool and swimming, it's something that I love to do. And I mean, I sleep and play video games and play around online. I live a fairly laid back life, so I don't think I should be all hyped up or anything else.
Do you find, what's it like with the world of swimming? Because obviously, when you're there and you're competing, it's a very lonely sport because you're there, you can't really hear the fans, right. You're underwater a lot. What are you kind of thinking at this stage? That dipped again, is that okay? What are you thinking when you're kind of swimming and you've just got that muffled sounds and stuff?
I hate to lose, so it's sort of how can I win this race and how can I do it best time. I mean, everything that once you get to a meet, everything that you've done in practice comes out. So once I get to a meet, I just pretty much just get in the water and race.
You like listening to music a lot. Do you sing along any time in a meet? Is there some particular rhythm that kind of keeps you going through, or are you just kind of focusing on each stroke? I mean, because we're all talking in our heads. You know, what are you saying in your head when you're competing? What will you be saying in Athens, for example?
Well, if I come off a wall and I see someone ahead of me, then I think, how can I catch them? And try to do everything I can to catch them. But while I'm racing, that's really the only thing. I never sing. If I sing, I'll be in practice.
Is that what you do in practice? Is that what gets you through
Pretty much.
practice?
Whatever song I heard last, getting out of the car, is what's going to be in my head for practice.
And is it usually something? I imagine it's something quite pumped up, isn't it? Rather than
It's usually today it would be G Unit, like 50 Cent and his boys. So
something quite rhythmic then.
yeah, definitely not. That's not going to be a laid back sort of slow. It's going to be something upbeat and sort of get you going.
How's training going? I know that your preparations, obviously the meet in Australia went brilliantly, as did the nationals. I mean, how are you feeling? Are you kind of feeling like you're on target?
I think things are going better now than they were at the end of 2003. December was sort of rocky in the pool, practice-wise. But I mean, I think right now some things that are going on there are definitely improving, and I mean, we're just about 6 months out now. So I mean, I think just sort of staying focused and staying really fired up, I think is the biggest thing right now.
How excited are you?
Day by day, you get more and more excited. I mean, the closer you get, it's sort of like another opportunity. I mean, it's kind of hard to wait 4 years, so you sort of hope to be ready July 7th. So that's really what I'm just aiming for.
Is it going to be particularly exciting because it is at the home of the Modern Olympics in Athens?
I think so. I mean, I think it's definitely going to add something to the atmosphere. I mean, I think just the whole Olympic atmosphere is going to be it's just going to be exciting, and I really can't wait for it. I want it to happen today.
What about these stories that Fina have been saying that the roof's not going to be ready on the pool and it's going to be 40 degrees and the water's going to be bubbling? I mean, that's an exaggeration, but does that bother you? I mean, what would that be like?
There's no roof on the pool, it's fine. A pool is a pool. Outdoor, indoor, with a roof, whatever. It has water and lane lines, and that's all you need.
There's been a lot of hype about perhaps a big showdown between yourself and obviously Australia's Ian Thorpe. At the moment, you haven't kind of come out, either of you, and said what actual races you're going to be in. Do you think you're going to be kind of head to head, or is that something that you're going to leave us all guessing?
It depends. I don't know. I mean, we're both probably definitely thinking two different things. I mean, we both swim pretty much different events, so you never know what could happen. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking, and he doesn't know what I'm thinking. But I mean, I think if anything, we could probably possibly meet on a relay. But other than that, things are wide open.
And I mean, who do you think is the best swimmer in the world at the moment?
There are a lot of strong swimmers out there. I mean, everyone has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses. So I don't know if you can really put a name on someone as being the strongest swimmer in the world. I mean, Thorpe's been the most dominating swimmer in the world over the past few years. So, I mean, in my opinion, over the past few years, he's definitely been the strongest.
You're very modest. If you were, head to head with Athens, would you like to be kind of competing with him?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's right now the hottest. I mean, you ask my friends, they're like, that's the only person they've ever heard of in swimming. I mean, they're like, oh, how's that Thorpe guy going? And I mean, it's just a topic of conversation every now and then. So, I mean, definitely, I would love to go up against him in his event. You know, he's the best in his events, and I want to be out there, and I want to be able to race the best.
The fact that everyone has said about Thorpe, he has kind of really popularised swimming in Australia. Now, what about here in America? I mean, everyone is talking about Michael Phelps. Is that something that you feel quite good about, that you want to encourage more people to swim, that you want people to suddenly know what swimming is as opposed to just always kind of NBA, NFL?
Oh, definitely. I mean, So I don't think swimming gets enough publicity in the U.S. In my opinion, I think we're the strongest international team. Whenever we go into competition, we usually always come out ahead and we always win. So, I think with that, we don't get enough, like I said, we don't get enough publicity. But, I think right now, I think things are starting to change. Over the past few years, I think swimming has sort of grown a little bit. I think with myself being on the cover of ESPN magazine this past month, I think it's huge. It's the first swimmer that's ever done that. I think with the help of doing the pool last year, there are just a lot of little things that are really helping the sport grow, and anything that'll help, I'm definitely up for. Definitely will do.
Last year you broke 8 world records. Did you go into the year thinking, right, I want to start beating records, or do you go into the year thinking, right, I just want to do my best, a personal best? Or do you dream about breaking world records each time?
I think everyone dreams about breaking a world record every single time they get in the pool, but more than likely it's not going to happen. I couldn't get in a race today and say I'm going to break a world record because I'm not prepared. There are a lot of things that go into it. But last year it was a great year for me. A lot happened, so it really meant that everything in the training went well. So as long as training goes well, I think you'll be happy by the end of the year.
Is it hard for you, because a lot of people just focus on 1 or 2 events, whereas Bob trains you in all 4 strokes? Is that hard to be really good at all 4, or is it good for you? Is it variety? Do you prefer it?
There's not like 2 days back to back where we train the same stroke. Yesterday we did butterfly. Today we could do breaststroke. It changes every single day, so it's sort of variety and gives us something different to work on every day. So I think having that in your training is definitely a big help, and it's definitely been a huge help for me.
Do you find that you're eat, sleeping, walking, talking, swimming at the moment, or is that
That's
good?
pretty much it. No, there's not much else that goes on. It's pretty much just a laid back life. Like you said, I swim here and eat and sleep and just hang out pretty much.
A lot of stuff has been written that you find that swimming is your comfort zone. This is what you've done, and you've done it since you was at 6 years old.
So,
And as a kid, kind of perhaps getting away maybe from family life, sometimes you just kind of immerse yourself in the pool. Is that your world?
I think so. It's sort of like a second home. I swam with the group that I swim with for 10 years. 5 or 10 years, and we've all known each other and been around each other the whole time. So it's just fun. Cause like I said, it's just another family.
And what about Bob? What's your kind of relationship with Bob?
We're very close. I think a good swimmer-coach relationship is needed once you get to a higher level in the sport, and definitely ours is extremely high, and we're extremely close and friends. It's like I said, it's something you need. So I've been very fortunate to have him as a coach.
Do you think if there was a showdown between you and Mark Spitz today, as in you're both a similar age and what have you, who'd win? Do you think?
Never know. I think when he swam, I think today in swimming, a lot of people focus on one event. They're dominant in one event. You would never know. Swimming back in the 70s was so much different than it is today. We have fast skins and the technology has grown. So I think there's a lot of, openings. I don't know who would be the best now.
Be interesting, man.
It would be.
Talking about technology, do you know, or are you at liberty to say, is there a new suit that Speedo's bringing out for you, or it's all... Okay, moving on to
Next question.
Your pool here, your local pool, is it kind of, a lot of people would probably imagine that Michael Phelps trains in, a huge kind of the biggest Olympic centre in the States, and, you're at your local pool that you've been training at since you were young. That's going to be pretty cool, isn't it?
I've been at this pool for, a good probably 10 years, 8 years. It's been a while since I've been at this pool. Like I said, it's not a part of home. It's always good coming back from a trip and coming back here and just seeing the same faces that you always see. It's like I said, it's home to me. So I'm very comfortable and very relaxed here.
Okay. What was was it like swimming at Sydney, you know, going to the Olympic Games at 15? Because that is incredibly young.
It was a lot to handle, I will say. It was my first international meet, my first time out of the country, and my first real big international competition. I mean, it was an experience, I guess you could say. I guess it was, as a 15-year-old, it was sort of just, I like jumped right in. I was sort of just getting my feet wet. I didn't know what to expect, and going to Sydney, of all places, Australia, where swimming is the #1 sport, was huge, and it was extremely exciting for me. It was a good experience to get under the belt so young, so I sort of have an idea of what it's going to be like this year or 2008.
And what about this year, the fact that you could? I mean, you could. There's all possibility you could go and win 7 gold medals. And I know you don't want to talk about it, but that'd be just, you know, absolutely incredible, wouldn't it?
It would be. I think there are a lot of opportunities for me this year, but I mean, really just to sort of stay focused on my goals is sort of the biggest thing for me right now. Just sort of stay relaxed and do what I'm here to do is the #1 thing.
What are you like when you're swimming? Not particularly in a meet, but when you're just training or swimming for relaxation. I mean, you know, people say when they're skiing they kind of feel totally free. And you know, how do you feel? If you could describe to someone that perhaps, you know, a lot of swimmers out, people that don't swim out there, what is it like for you?
Well, I think like when I'm in the water, I think one thing I like about swimming is you actually really have to work like to accomplish something. I mean, you can't go like an average person couldn't just jump in and say, I want to do this in swimming. I mean, I want to break a world record in swimming. Something you have to actually work towards. And having Kevin Clements, the 3rd ranked IMer in the world, training side by side with me every single day, it's huge. I mean, it's, you know, we take each other to a new level, and we're both trying to change that event in a way that's never been swum before. So, I mean, I think just little things like that sort of keep you going and keep you motivated.
The prospect of $1 million bonus from Speedo if you do win 7 medals, either here or in Beijing, is that something that you think about, or is just that kind of an aside?
It's there, definitely. It's something you can't, I mean, you have to think about it. I mean, it's a fairly big incentive, and when they wake up in the morning, it's just a little extra bonus to get out of bed and come down here and swim. But it's definitely not something I think about every single minute of every single day, because then that'll take over what I'm here to do. And if the swimming's there, then that comes after it. So it's just my job to get the swimming going.
Is your mum going to go to the Olympics with you?
Yes. If I make the team, she's going. She's definitely going to the Olympic trials.
And I mean, is she good? Is she really nervous when she goes?
Sometimes. In 2000, she didn't watch the final 50 of my 200 fly and the trials, because I was in 5th place and I ended up moved up 3 places in the last 50. So.
Like Mark Spitz, you train on Christmas Day, don't you? You do that every year. Mm-hmm. Is that something that gives you the slight edge, do you think?
I think so. I mean, it's one reason why we train 7 days a week, why we train on Christmas, why we train on Thanksgiving, 365 days a year. Sort of gives you that extra day of training that no one else has. You know, there aren't many clubs that train 7 days a week, so it gives you one extra set training session every single week where you can pick something up. So, I mean, if I'm getting 52 more practices than everybody else is, that's kind of make that little or big difference in the end.
I mean, a lot of people, there's been so much written about you, and people do think that you're going to just, you know, put you up within the Olympic greats, and I think you're some kind of like superhuman. In fact, you keep breaking records and you're so young. You know, I mean, do you think you're slightly kind of you're not you know, it's not every normal person does this. It's kind of.
I mean, I think having my 2 older sisters go through the sport and sort of learning from what they've put in and gotten out has been big. And obviously growing up here with Anita Nall and Beth Botsford, both Olympic gold medalists, I mean, I think just watching everything that they've had, and I mean, like I said, just growing up in this atmosphere has been definitely a big help. But like I said, this is sort of like a second home. So when I'm here, I'm right at home, just comfortable and, like I said, relaxed.
Okay. Well, I mean, what will you regard as successful at the Olympics?
1 gold medal. No, I mean, not very many people in the U.S. or in the world for that can say they're an Olympic gold medalist. So coming back with 1 gold medal, obviously I'll be completely happy. I mean, a lot of people say right now if I come back with 5 gold medals, it's going to be a disaster. No, it won't. 1 gold medal is all I want.
Because at the end of the day, you've done so well already in your career, but people really don't judge people unless to be a true sports person unless they've got that gold medal, do they?
I mean, you're a more recognizable, notable person with the gold medal. So 1 gold medal is my goal, and whatever happens after that happens.
Who do you consider to be your main rivals at the Olympics?
I don't think you can really narrow it down to one person or a group of people. I think there are a lot of people that could really surprise you. I mean, last summer at Worlds, I didn't expect the Hungarian boy Laszlo Zes to go 4:10 in the 4 a.m. So I mean, I think you really just have to worry about yourself, and once you get there, just get in a race and do what you can. I mean, you can't really you can't really control what other people do. You can only control what you do yourself. So really just, I mean, if I do good enough in the pool, training-wise, then there's no way I'll be disappointed in the meet.
What about Dutchman Peter van der Hoogenband? What do you think about him?
I mean, when we were in Sydney watching the 200 free, I actually thought he was going to win, and he came out and won. So I mean, like I said, it's anyone's day really, and the more prepared you are that day, you can win. I mean, it's just the more prepared you are, the better it is. So I mean, he's an excellent swimmer and he's put up some good times. So I definitely wouldn't count him out. I've been taught well.
You do, and you keep them really nice. It's
Nice
perfect.
and short.
I interviewed someone the other day, and I asked her one question. She spoke for 15 minutes, and I was just like, and I butted in a few times, but you know, it's a bit rude.
Yeah.
Okay, Natalie Coughlin. I mean, she's obviously been quite unlucky not to be in the Worlds. Do you think that maybe this will be her chance to shine in Athens? Are you hoping that?
I mean, I think she's made a name for herself already. I mean, she's so versatile and extremely talented in the events that she swims. I mean, I would never count her out in any meet or any way. So I mean, it was just, I guess, a coincidence she was sick and at Worlds at the same exact time. So I mean, I think in Athens I would count on her to be fairly successful and swim some fast times.
Well, our last question. And I mean, that'd be pretty good, wouldn't it, for the States, for the country?
Oh, huge. I mean, if you have I think this is a team in general. I think for the U.S., I think it's been coming along over the past few years. And I think next year we could probably put together one of the strongest teams the U.S. has ever seen. So I mean, I think with her there, I think it would definitely be a big help.
That's great, thank you. Just need to do one reverse shot if that's all right, and then we're
Okay,
done.
yeah,
Thanks
this
for
guy,
that.
I get you on.
Yeah.